lovelies, I'm Shanice, and today is the video that I've been dying to record. I'm gonna be talking about how I overcame my depression. It took, well, I was depressed for a long time, but when I finally said I'm not gonna live this way anymore, it took, I'd say, 6 months to a year. That might be short for some people and it might be long for some people. I don't know, but let me tell you, that time period was so worth it. I was dedicated to getting better and it was the best decision of my life because living without depression is ideal. It is great. And I wish everyone that has depression can overcome it and live without it because it is an amazing feeling. And I know everyone can. Everyone is capable of overcoming it somehow. Not all of these will work for everyone. Everyone has different reasons why they're depressed. Sometimes it's not even caused by something in their world, it's just a chemical in their brain, and it just depends on the person. But I shared my depression story. My depression was caused by things in my life. I'm just gonna get into it and share with you guys what helped me overcome my depression, and I'm so excited. So one of the things that I did that helped so much, everyone always tells you to write down so many things that you like about yourself or good things about yourself, you know? You do it and you're just okay, this isn't even doing anything, and you don't even believe what you're writing down. And I felt like that for, I'd say the first 2 months of doing that all the time. I did not believe what I was writing down on the paper, but let me tell you, over time, you start gradually believing the things that you're writing down, and then it becomes stuck in your mind. Those are the things that you love about yourself. So if you want to think a certain way, write it down constantly until you start believing it. And even when you start believing it, just keep thinking about it and writing it, and just remind yourself how good you are and how much you love yourself and the things that you do love about yourself. And if you can't think of anything, ask your friends and ask your family, or just write down the things you wish you could love about yourself. Just write something good about yourself and then keep writing it because it helps over time. The beginning, I would write it and I would be this is stupid. This isn't gonna help me, but I continue doing it because they said so. And then 6 months later, I read it and I'm just that is true. I am the best. It might have helped me too much because my confidence is out of this world right now, but it helped. The second thing is journaling. And when I say journaling, I mean writing down all your thoughts, all your opinions, uncensored, because nobody's gonna read it. It's just for you to let it out. So just write down everything you think, everything you feel, everything that makes you mad, everything that makes you happy, everything that makes you so sad. Just write it down to get it out. Over time of doing that, you're gonna realize patterns of your thinking, and you're gonna realize bad habits you have, and you're going just to notice more things about yourself, and you're gonna want to change certain things. You're gonna realize things that you love about yourself. You're gonna just have a sense of who you are. And I think that helps a lot because when you're depressed, you kind of lose a sense of who you are and what you desire and what makes you mad, and you kind of just go numb. That really helped me. So yeah, Another thing is when you're depressed and you're following depressing pages and depressing people, that is going to do the opposite of health. And I didn't realize that for a long time. When I was depressed, I used to follow like depression pages, thinking like, oh, like I can relate to this, but like it only made things worse. It like made me addicted to depression. And I know that sounds weird to like people who aren't depressed, but like depression is addicting, and like if you feel depressed, like you hold on to that because like you want to feel miserable in a way, and it's very unhealthy. It's a very serious addiction, and I think you should like unfollow all the depressing pages and people, even if you love them. My next tip is to surround yourself with positive, happy, genuine people, because you don't want depressing people around when you're depressed, because it's only going to bring you down even more. It's really toxic. I'm not just saying like cut a whole bunch of people out of your life, but like the main people you're around are going to influence you on how you think and look at the world. So if you're surrounded by negative, depressed people, like that's how you're gonna continue to live. But if you start surrounding yourself with like loving, bright, like happy people, you're going to like feed off of it, and over time your perspective is going to start changing because of them, and then you're gonna love them so much. You're gonna thank them for like uplifting your spirit and being there for you. Another thing, when you're depressed, do not isolate yourself. And if you are like an introvert, I mean that's hard, because like when you're depressed, you want to isolate yourself so much. And like introverts, I know that you want to like hide in your room all the time, but that is only gonna like keep you stuck. Like you can't like isolate yourself from the world. When I was in my room all the time because I was depressed and I didn't want to socialize, I got worse. I did it because like it made me comfortable, and like I didn't want to socialize, but when I actually did, it might have been a little uncomfortable, but I wasn't depressed for that time that I was socializing. And like you just gotta push yourself to like go out with your friends, or just like hang out with your friends at home, just like watch a movie with them, like hug them, like talk to them. In your family, like don't block them out of your life just because you're depressed. That's not gonna help at all. They want to be there for you. Let them be there for you. They love you and they want you to get better, and when they tell you that they want to do something with you, like don't just shut them down. They want the best for you, and they know that you don't want the best for yourself at that moment, so they're trying to take control to help you. You know what I mean? By like putting people off and stuff like that, you're only hurting yourself. That's not helping you. That's only gonna hurt you in the long run. Something that brought joy into my life was humor and comedy. I would like binge watch comedy shows and comedy movies, and like I loved being around funny people, because for that amount of time that I was laughing, my mind was not focused on what I was depressed about, or I was not being numb. Like I was letting myself laugh and feel good. And that is important. You have to allow yourself to be happy. And it's hard with depression because sometimes you try your hardest not to be happy. That is a habit that you need to break. Don't let it consume you. You have to take control of your depression. Your depression is technically taking over your life, and if you don't want that to happen, like, you have to take control. If you don't take control, you're not gonna see any improvements. So you have to take control. You have to discipline yourself, because if you don't discipline yourself, nothing is gonna happen. You're just gonna give in to your depression again. So I want to say that your thoughts that you have and the instincts that you have when you're depressed are not true most of the time. Not everybody hates you. Life isn't horrible. I mean, yeah, there are bad things that happen, but there are also good things that happen. It's like the yin and yang. Like, you can't have good without bad, and you can't have bad without good. There is good out there. You're not bad. You have good in you, unless you're like evil. But like, not a lot of people are evil. Just like, I don't know, I'd probably say like 5 to 10% of the world. But most people have some good in them. And I'm sure a lot of you, especially if you watch me, a lot of you have good in your heart, and you believe in good things in the world, and you have hope. And even if your hope is a little tiny speck, like, you don't lose that hope. Like, hold on to that hope as motivation, and just do stuff that increases your motivation, you know? Oh, which leads to another tip that I had. Force yourself to get out of bed. Force yourself to get ready. Force yourself to hang out with a good friend. Force yourself to go to work or go to school or do an assignment, because any little thing that you do will make you feel accomplished when you're done. The more things you do that make you feel accomplished, the more motivation you're gonna have, the more you're going to want to continue to keep doing things, and the more you do things, the closer you are to overcoming your depression, because basically the more motivation you have and the more control over your mind you have, the closer you are to overcoming your depression. And it's really just about like changing your whole perspective, and that takes us some time, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. I am living proof of that, because I was so depressed. I actually hid it from a lot of people. So like, not a lot of people really like know, because I didn't tell them about it, but I was severely like depressed and suicidal, and now I am the opposite, because I put in the time and the effort, and I did every single one of these tips that I gave you. This is majority of what has helped me. I really hope at least one of these can help you, because I love you and you deserve happiness, and it is possible to overcome your depression no matter how much you don't believe me. It is possible. You will believe that someday. I promise. Oh, that's the one I didn't mention. Okay, seek professional help. That kept me motivated. Well, okay, so I was suicidal, and I went into a mental hospital, and that was the first step for me for going into the right direction. It opened my eyes, helped me see more positively that there are things to live for. Also, like, talking to other people, like seeing why they were depressed, and like relating to other people, like, it just made me feel like I wasn't alone. It just really helped me. There was so much support there, so much, like, unbelievable. And I'm not saying like go check yourself into a mental hospital if you're depressed, but like professional help does help. you don't have to go to a mental hospital to have that experience. Like, group counseling is really similar to what I experienced, because we did things in groups there all the time, and like you just become close with them, and it doesn't mean like the first group that you go into is gonna like change your life. Like, you have to find a counseling group that fits you, and if you go to one like 2 or 3 times and it's not doing anything for you, don't continue it, because that's gonna like take all your energy, and you could be using that energy for something more productive. But another thing, I have had a therapist for like 3 years, the same therapist, because she's the only therapist that has really like fit me. So you have to have a therapist that fits you. If you're seeing a therapist and you don't connect, or you're seeing a therapist and you aren't seeing progress, find another one that fits you and your personality and the way you see the world and how you communicate. It might take like some months, but once you find your type of therapist and you see them continuously, they're going to influence your mind in a positive way. I'm telling you, there aren't a lot of good therapists out there, which is a reason why I want to be one. But there are good therapists out there that want to help you and that can help you. I really am so glad that I met my therapist, because she is one of the main reasons why I have the confidence I have today. And it's not just like talking. Like, there are certain therapies. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna talk about my problems and they're gonna tell me like things about myself. No, that's not all that is. Like, there's CBT, which is basically like training your thoughts. First, you have to like notice your thoughts, and then once you notice your thoughts, you become more aware of your thoughts, and then you can start to like challenge your thoughts and like change them. And it really, over time, like, it is a lifesaver. Like, if I did not have that therapy, I would still be in the same place. So I'm very, very happy that I found my therapist for that. And then me and my therapist also did another therapy called EMDR. One of my favorite therapies ever, I'm telling you. Okay, so like, you hold these buzzy things, or you like, there's like a light and you have to like follow it with your eyes. So like, you're activating like both sides of your brain, and you think of like a memory or a negative thought. You sit there and you think about this. You let yourself feel the bad feelings, and like, while you're thinking about it, since it's like activating both sides of your brain, it's like expanding it. I don't know how to explain it right. My therapist explains it good, but I'm trying. It like makes the memory or the thought less strong, and like, the more you work on it with the buzzies or like the light, like, the less strong it becomes, and it doesn't have so much power over you. Like, it's still gonna be there unless like you work on it like all the time, but it takes a lot off your shoulders. Like, I worked on it like after a breakup. Like, I felt like worthless and like dumb, and just like I felt like just like dumb and stupid. No boy will ever love me, or like, I'm not worth it. And so I had therapy like the day after, so it was like very fresh in my memory. So we did it. Like, before and after, we like rate like how much I believe this thought, and it was like a strong like an 8 on like, I'm worthless. And then like, afterwards, after working on it for I don't even know how long, like, you kind of lose track of time, but when I was done with it, I was at like a 2, I think. It was either a 3 or a 2. So I went from like believing that thought to like realizing, like, just because one boy doesn't want me doesn't mean that I am worthless. Like, when you have a negative thought, you're usually thinking in all emotion, like your emotions are taking control of you. But when you do the EMDR, it's like your logical brain like takes control, and it's like, just because this one thing happened doesn't mean this thought is true. And it like brings a sense of like just awareness, and it really doesn't have an effect on you anymore. And I don't know how that works, but it does. Even people I know who have done EMDR, like, it really helps them. Like, you can even do it with yourself. Like, you can activate both sides of your brain by yourself. So you can work on it alone. Just like tapping your legs like this or something like that. Like, just like stimulate two sides of your body. Do that process and like it can work. Also, another thing that helped me was meditation. Meditation. I love meditation. I'm not in like the advanced levels of meditation. I just do basic meditation, like lay down and be aware of my thoughts and like my body and how I feel, and like observe my thoughts and like kind of like separate from them. And it's a freeing feeling. And then like usually like when I wake up the next day, like I just feel like so much clearer and like free. It's weird, but I love it, and I've done it for like a year now. No, like 2 years. So that's great, and I'm gonna continue to do it. And yeah, so those are all of my tips. I hope you enjoyed this video. I surely enjoyed making it because I love giving advice. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and opinions. Tell me your story. Anything that you want. I want to know what you guys think. I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year, and an amazing life. I love you. Mwah.